Very good morning to you. It's Wednesday, the 20th of February, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. I often hesitate when I get to the month. I just can't remember. That's the truth. It's Wednesday, the 20th. Oh, is it January or is it March? Is it December? Have we just had Christmas? I can never remember what date it is. I said this to you last week, didn't I? As I've, sort of semi-retired days, I'm forgetting what day it is. In particular, I get confused with Fridays and Mondays for some reason. I think that's because they're two of the days that I still do my karaoke nights. And I wake up sometimes, it's Friday. Is it Monday? Or is it, and I can't remember what day it is. Isn't that strange and mysterious? It really is. Thank you to those of you that joined us for the show last night. We were testing out streaming the entire show over 3's 4G network rather than using my home broadband Virgin Media thing here, just to see how it works. And it worked very well. No real problems at all. What I want to do now is at some point watch a couple of bits of shows, one with broadband and one with the 4G, and see if there's any sort of noticeable difference when I'm on a big screen. Because you need a really big screen. The bigger the screen, the more obvious a problem would become. You know, when you're watching it on a little phone screen or something like that, sort of a slight problem, you don't really see it. On a big screen, you do notice it. Yeah, the best example I can give you that is watching a TV program in standard definition and perhaps high definition or 4K. On a small screen, not really that noticeable. On a big screen, you do notice the difference. I mean, you've only got for example, downstairs, I've got a big screen downstairs. If I watch BBC News 24, because I don't have Sky, you see, but some of the Sky channels are free. Is it some of them or just one of them? Well, Sky News is free. Anyway, but only in standard definition. And when you swap from BBC News 24, which is high definition to everyone, to Sky, which is standard definition if you don't subscribe to Sky, it's a massive difference that you can see in the picture. So that's all I want to look at there. Right, I'm going to tell you how to save £175, but how to make £175. I'm going to tell you that just after I've read who's with us so far this morning. A very good morning to the lovely Shania Steele on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, Shania, up nice and early again with that happy smile. I hope you've got a happy smiling face like I have in the morning. I don't put that on. I'm like this in the morning. I bounce out of bed, I run down the stairs, have my breakfast. The last couple of days, I haven't put the television on. I've just got my breakfast out of the fridge and sat there in peace and quiet, munching away at my overnight oats and my cup of tea. Very nice. Oh, by the way, I might have to take a phone call at one point. I'm waiting for the doctor to ring back. I've got a little bit of a pain, bottom right of my... Not a pain, a discomfort. Big difference. A discomfort which is kind of keeping me awake. It feels like there's something pressing down on that side, and when I turn over it's still there, and if I lay on my front it's in my back. So I want to have that checked out by the doctor, so I'm just waiting for them to ring at some point. He said between 11 and 1, but it might be earlier, so I might have to take a phone call. Okay. Good morning to Adam the Plumber. We're on Facebook at the moment. Morning, Adam. If you're on YouTube, yours are coming up in a moment. Good morning, Wayne. Wayne is in the house. Wayne Martin, Bracknell's favourite bus driver. Yes, he is happy and gay at all times on those buses, aren't you, Wayne? Good morning to you. Diane Jebb is in the house. Eric Johnson, a very good morning to Eric. Vectis, also Shania's dad is there. Good morning from Black Gang Chine. I've been there. Black Gang Chine, one of the Isle of Wight's tourist attraction places, that is. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. Katie Ann Patterson, Michael Pullman in Australia, Diane Jebb. All right, Diane. Benjamin Brown. Good morning, Benji. Benji, baby. And a rose from Benjamin. Thank you. That's 2 roses. Got one over here. That's from the 3 network. And a hamper. Yes. If you saw the show last night, thank you for those of you that joined us last night. We did an extra show last night. I would have told you what they have come from. They've come from the 3 network. They sent me nice things because I didn't get anything on Valentine's Day. Isn't that nice? Morning to Maureen. Just texting in on the mobile phone. Good morning, Maureen. There's a text number up there, by the way, if you want to text in at any time. If you can't get to a keyboard, you're out somewhere, then feel free to use the text 07551 259 675. That's only for text, it's not a phone number, okay? Morning, Jason Carter. Kathy Conquest Forsyth Smith, morning. Who else is there? Chris Manzar, good morning. Craig Hannington. I'm tripping up on my words. Good morning, Craig. Mike Flux, a very good morning to you, Mike. He joined the show last night. Andrew Hunt, good morning, who's in Wigan, in the north. Good morning, Andrew. Up to north. Are you in Granada Television Land? Granada Land. Hello to Brian James, who's partying on Friday. Not again. You got very drunk this weekend, Brian. Don't think I didn't notice that. Are you out again this weekend, Brian? Oh, the evils of drink. Mind you, Sainsbury's are about to put 10p on some of their drinks, aren't they? I might have that story for you later on. I can't remember if I pulled that one up or not. Let me have a look. Perhaps I can do it now. Shall I do it quickly now if it's there? I'm sure I saved that. Well, maybe not. Maybe I didn't. No, I haven't got it. I believe Sainsbury's are about to put some of the price of some of their drinks up by 10 pence, dear. 10 pence. That'd be no good. That'd be no good to you, will it, Brian? The amount you drink, 10 pence on a pint of lager or whatever it is. Christ, you'd be poor by tomorrow, dear. Poor. Never mind. Christopher Ireland is in Dundee. Good morning, Christopher. Welcome to the show. George Knight. Good morning, George. Chris Mannion is waiting for my pearls of wisdom in Lancashire. Good morning, Chris. Benjamin, oh, little Benji, thank you. Here's one for you, Benji. You sent me an emoji. Oh, that funny word, emoji. That didn't exist a few years ago, did it, that word? Emoji. Just little smiling faces, because people can't be bothered to type words anymore. So they send you a face or something like that. Like that. I quite like that one. I like the laughing one. I like the crying one. I think I might be sending a few of those to that ISIS bride who can't get back over here. Don't leave then, dear. Don't leave. Have you ever been to Stonehenge? No. Not been to Stonehenge. I think we've driven past it. Am I right in thinking you can't actually go up to it anymore? I mean, I don't know why. Perhaps the stone was rubbing away because people kept touching it. I know the feeling. I was nearly rubbed out once. Hello to Roxy Tennant. Good morning. One of my old neighbours. All right, darling. Over on YouTube, we have Paul and Lou, who are in the central television region. Also, ATV earlier on. Good morning, Paul and Lou, Birmingham. JP is in the house as well. Hello, JP. And I think that's everyone, is it? Joanna's there. Hello, Joanna. All on YouTube this morning. Right, 175 quid. I'm not going to make you wait for that little piece of information. 175 quid you can make by doing hardly anything. Now, I've done this once before. When I did it, it was 100 quid. And it's a long time since I did it. I've only done it once, but there's no reason that you can't keep doing it every time you see a good deal. I've got this email this morning from the moneysavingexpert.com. This is not a scam, okay? That's quite a good website. And it's not a scam because it's one of the big banks, HSBC. They all do this occasionally. As I say, I've done it once and it was quite easy. Here we go. If you're fed up with your current bank, this deal from HSBC is a cracker. This is in the moneysavingexpert.com this morning. You can get 175 quid if you switch to HSBC and, unlike its recent offers, you get all the cash within 30 days of switching banks. Now, don't be afraid of doing this. It's a fairly easy thing to do. Basically, you just get in contact with a bank. There'll be a couple of forms to fill out, and they do everything. They do all the switching, the direct debits, the standing orders. They do it all. You've hardly got to do a thing. There will be, of course, a couple of little forms to fill out, probably online. It says you can get £175 if you switch to HSBC. You get it within 30 days of switching, so you're free to ditch it as soon as it's paid into your account. So that's what it says here. All right? Maybe you're happy with the bank you're at. According to this, the money saving expert, it says you could switch it, get the money, and then switch back again if you wanted to. On the other hand, you might just be happy and just switch with it. My mate, has already done this. He's in the process of doing that now. A couple of days ago, he told me he was switching banks. And I said, well, why are you doing that then? He said, oh, I want the money. Free money. Money for 107. That's not to be sniffed at. Especially if you're a young person. If you're in your fixed 50s and 60s, 175. To me, that sounds like a really good deal to me. 175 quid for nothing? You must be mad not to do this. It says, switching via the official switch service is easy and takes just 7 working days. And the new bank moves all payments for you. You haven't got to do anything. Here's the full info. Okay, so here we go. New free £175 plus access to a 5% regular saver. Now, if you're a saver, a 5%, we haven't heard of that for a long time. 5%. It says switch to the HSBC Advance account via our link and you can get £175, the highest upfront bonus we've seen in 15 months. Plus, you get access to a 5% fixed regular saver where you can put in up to £250 a month. That's not bad at all. It says, note here, a glitch on the HSBC website means a few may see an earlier £150 offer, but that's incorrect. For some reason, that offer still comes, probably a computer glitch or something like that. Now, to qualify, you've got to pay in a minimum of £1,750 a month. Okay? So if you're not at that level, this isn't good. You won't be able to do it. Switch to and direct debit standing orders. You've got to switch. Okay, switch it. And direct debit standing orders and start a full switch within 30 days of applying. You can't have a HSBC current account since the 1st of January this year. So that would be, other offers that they've done before and people have obviously switched and then they've gone back again and then they think they can get the £175. Now, you only can do it once. Okay, you're only about to do it once. There are other people that are doing this. There's a £150 one. That's with the RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland. Pays £150. Request a switch by the 8th of March. Log into online banking by the 12th of April. For that one, you only need £1,500 a month. Okay? There's a £2 a month fee on that one, though. Now, I'm not a fan of banks that charge you to be with them. In most of the world, you will find that there is no free banking. We are very, very lucky in this country that we actually have free banking. My money that goes in my bank account and comes out to the various different bills, this, that and the other, doesn't cost me anything to be with my particular bank. Most countries do have bank charging. We're very, very lucky here. There are lots of accounts also that charge you here in the UK, current accounts with charges on, but you would get, there's various benefits, like free travel insurance, free mobile phone insurance cover, all sorts of things like that, I don't know, free vouchers for blooming Argos or something like that. But they do have charging ones here. I'm with a free one. I don't like the idea of being charged. Why would I want to pay someone to look after my money? God's sake, man. So that's it. There you go. So if you're interested, have a look. If you qualify for this, remember you've got to be putting sort of £1,750 a month into that account. Then you too can have £175 for doing hardly anything. It's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. All right. That's my money-saving tip for you today. I wonder how many people will leave it now they know that. Oh, how can we get the money? Is that it? Goodbye, Chris. Thanks very much. I've been used like a prostitute. I feel like a prostitute today. I've been basically used for people to get money out of me. There we are. All right. Sorry. Chris says he's in Laos, Southeast Asia. I beg your pardon, Chris. I might have read that wrong now. I thought it was in Lancs. Not Lancashire, Laos, Southeast Asia. I don't even know where that is. I don't think I've been there. I'll have to look at my list on places that I've visited in the world, which includes, incidentally, the Isle of Wight, for our friends on the Isle of Wight. Adam, morning from a cold and damp Potter's Bar, where today I'm cleaning the memorial garage seating of the train station dedicated to those who lost their lives during the train crash and removing of it as well, graffiti as well. Where is that again? Is that Clapham? Oh, Potter's Bar. I beg your pardon. I didn't know there was a train crash at Potter's Bar. I don't remember that one. Was that a long time ago? Don't remember a train crash at Potter's Bar. Good morning. Oh, this is my mate, Ronnie. Good morning, Ronnie. He says, don't forget to save 21 pence. Oh, yes. 21 pence, boys and girls. You can save, thank you, Ronnie. You can save at Aldi by getting your fat-free yoghurt at Aldi. In most places, you'll find it's £1. Some places, £1.10, £1.05. Most places, the fat-free yoghurt is about £1. Morrison's definitely £1 in there. In Waitrose, I think the fat-free yoghurt is slightly cheaper than £1. But in Aldi, ring, 68 pence. So just imagine that. So 68, 78, 88, 98, 99, 100. So that's 32 pence. So if you bought, if you had, just a moment, please. So if you had one fat-free yoghurt a day, every day for a year, you would save £108. That's a lot of money, isn't it? I told you how cheap it is to shop at Aldi. Very, very cheap. Thank you very much to my friend Ronnie for reminding me that I had to tell you that, okay? You've only got to eat 750 yogurts to save nearly the same amount. Oh, that's what we got here today. Viewers with material, boys. Viewers with material. Always very dangerous. Okay. Diane Jeb. I've said hello to you, Diane. Why not say hello again? All right, Diane. Roy says there's loads of banks offering the same thing, similar payments. Yes, I think that's the biggest one, though. £175 is the biggest one at the moment. Let's have a look there. JP says, look, I'm not happy with Barclays. Okay, yeah, have a look, John. See what you can come out. It is a fairly easy thing to do. A lot of people don't do this switching of anything, actually. Banks, electrical people, car insurance, because they're worried it's complicated. A lot of people don't bother, and generally it's not. It's not that bad at all to do this sort of thing. Good morning to Right Side Up. Happy Hump Day, he says. Good morning, Right Side Up, on Vaughan Live there. Paul and Lou says, 1,750 a month. That karaoke must pay well. Well, I mean, how much is that? That's about, I think that's less than the average wage, about 1,750 a month, isn't it? What's that work out to a week? 4, 8, 12, 16, about 450 a week. How much do people get in supermarkets? I think the average wage is sort of between £400 or £500 a week now, something like that. Roy, what is the Bank of Reardon offering? Nothing, dear. We can't afford to give away money left, right, and centre. We're poor. That's why I go to Aldi, dear, to save money. It's all about saving money. Look at me with the broadband. I'm trying to save like 30 quid a month on the broadband. If you were with us last night, I've been trying streaming directly over the 3 network. Worked perfectly all right. But I now want to go on and check that things are working all right there. All right, well, after the show last night, and thank you those of you that took the time to join us for the show last night. I watched Holby City. That was good. I do like Holby. One of the old actresses. Oh no, they don't like to be called actresses anymore. No, everyone's an actor. Everyone's an actor now. Oh dear. Anyway, one of the old actors, / actresses, turned up on there last night, and she's back. I can't remember her name now, but that was good. Holby City last night. Once again, I didn't have a very good sleep, unfortunately. I kept waking up by this discomfort in my side, and it's the same place that it's always been. It's been an ongoing problem now for some years. And it's where I had a burst appendix 20 odd years ago. This problem started about 4 or 5 years ago, and it comes and it goes. I get discomfort down there, just sort of there. Get a bit of discomfort. There it is. Okay, and it feels like you're laying on something basically, and then eventually it goes again. But this time I thought I'd go down to the doctor's and have it checked out this time. So I'm waiting for the doctor to ring this morning. All right, good morning to Rod Brown. Very good morning to you. Thank you very much for your little comments on the show last night. Here's a question for you. Who inspired you? Who inspired you in your life? Anyone? I'm going to open the phone lines on this one. You may or may not call in. It's up to you. I know some people are quite happy to sit there and just watch what's going on the show. But who inspired you in your life? Perhaps you've got to a certain age now, or you're still a young person. What inspired you to do perhaps certain things in your life, perhaps to be as you are, or anything like that? Me, for myself, I'm not including your mum and dad here, okay? Everyone, I think, is inspired by their mother and father. My father inspired me, showed me how to save up and look after things and this, that and the other. My mother inspired me with, well, I don't know, love, I suppose. You know, doing things together with the family and what have you. Other people that inspired me, I think entertainment-wise, Tony Blackburn. Tony Blackburn absolutely inspired me from a very early age. The way he did his radio shows, came in and came out, playing jingles, this, that and the other. He absolutely inspired me. Talk radio, I was inspired by Steve Allen, the great talk show host on LBC. Other people that inspired me throughout my life, my scout leader, Ted Malden, no longer with us, unfortunately. Wonderful man. And also Father Symes, our parish priest. They are people that really inspired me and stuck in my head all this time. But who inspired you? There's a phone line open there. Don't forget, gang, it's different to the text number. The text number is on the left of the screen. The phone-in number is on the right of the screen. The phone-in number is a local London number. It's 020 8144 3477. Okay, so if you want to phone in, use that number. It's up there on the screen, top right-hand corner. 020 8144 3477 is our local London phone-in number. On the left-hand side is the texting number. Phone-in number 020 8144 3477. Who inspired you? Who inspired you in your life? John. That was quick. Phone call coming in already. Let's have a look there. A very good morning to you. Who's that, please?
Hello, Christopher. It's Roy.
Hello, Roy.
How are you, me old chappie?
Is that Mr. Roy Bolasco?
Roy who?
Which Roy is it?
Roy the Magician.
Roy the Magician. A very good morning to you, Roy.
How are you?
And what are you going to magic for us today? How about £175 from the HSB Bank?
That'd just be a raindrop in your ocean of money.
Oh, please, a raindrop. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. I was inspired by myself.
Oh, really?
I've always inspired. Always been a bit of a loner. I've always inspired myself to work at holiday camps. I think this is a bit strange. I thought about it when you said. I was probably inspired by my uncle, who wasn't an entertainer. He was a chef at the holiday camps.
Which holiday camps are those? Pontins and Butlins?
Yeah, Butlins, I think he did. And I did Warner's, Butlins, Pontins, Avon. But I can always remember him coming home. He lived at my mum and dad's house in the winter period. I think, God, it must be amazing. He's been working at an holiday camp all summer. Probably crap because he worked in the kitchen. I don't know, but I think that inspired me to go and work as a redcoat type entertainer.
How old were you when you started being a redcoat?
I was getting on. I first went in 1989, so I would have been 7, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 9. So I would have been about mid-20s.
Yeah, it's quite a young person's thing to do, isn't it? Become a red coat or a blue coat or a yellow coat.
You get a lot of youngsters. It's quite hard work. You get a lot of the girls are always dancers, or they always used to be dancers, who were trying to get their equity. Because if you do I think it was a 19-week contract, you could apply for equity.
Okay. Yes.
In them days, a lot of people don't bother with equity that much,
but you can get. Did you go in as a magician, or did that kind of
No, I
come?
went in as a DJ. We have many talents. I was a DJ redcoat, so you learned how to put on competitions, run events. You did training, run events. You normally went about 3 weeks before you actually started to learn how to sing and dance in the shows. I wasn't a great singer or dancer, but you learned how to do the comedy shows and that twice a week.
Right.
Then people like Bourne Leisure, you went to Berwick on a 2-week course, and you did. They gave you a book, and you learned how to do it all. And you sort of develop an act while you're there, because you see other entertainers think, oh, maybe I could do that, or I could do something similar.
Yes.
My first act would have been Jim Reeves and Johnny Cash impressionists.
Jim Reeves, oh my word. Yeah, my mum was a fan of his, Jim Reeves.
Yeah, so was my mum. Johnny Cash. And they're very easy to sing because they're quite deep, aren't they? You just got to sing deep, really.
Yeah, I mean, but my voice is a bit, when I'm doing the karaoke, it's quite a deep voice. And when I'm at church on a Sunday, they get a lot of those hymns that they do in church, they're too high. They're very high. And when I'm playing on my organ, I drop them a couple of tones. Yeah, always drop them a couple of tones.
I'm not a singer, but if I came to your karaoke.
Yeah, but you probably. I mean, that's. I don't class myself as a singer. I'm a karaoke singer. Would you put yourself in that category, a karaoke singer?
Yeah.
So you can hold a tune.
I did karaoke like you for a few years, with DJing and that. And can you set the echo? All the echoes just got to be right on that number. Mate, you're singing in the pub. You're not singing,
Yeah. You're right. I do get that a lot of the time. Oh, can you turn this up? Can you turn that down? And it tends to be the people who can't sing very well that tell you to turn the mic up.
or echo to hide the voice. But when I watch you, the most entertaining people are people like Roy, who don't sing particularly well, but they're entertaining.
He's a character. He's very, very entertaining. Absolutely. This is the whole thing with it's not so much the singing, it's the entertainment value.
Yeah, Ray Reynolds the same. I like to see him
Ray Reynolds
about the stage.
Ray Reynolds.
Ray Reynolds, yeah.
I mean, what a great all-round entertainer. He's probably with us.
You do know that he is the love child of Larry Grayson and Max Bygraves.
Oh, you'll have to ask him that. I'll try and remember. Is Ray Reynolds the love child of Larry Grayson and Max Bygraves? I can see why you did comedy.
They always look like a cross between Larry Grayson or Max Bygraves.
Well, they're both dead. I see what you mean.
Yeah. That was the third similarity. I can't say it.
Oh, wow.
Similarity.
Listen, would you do the whole Butlins thing again if you were 20 years old?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I don't regret it. The wine, the women in the song. I don't regret it. It was hard work at times. I went abroad for a while and DJed abroad. And really, it was from there. I worked with Tommy Cooper, sort of on a special. Tommy Cooper won this camp, and it was from that I sort of developed into magic, and do the bit of magic that I do now. I do it amateurish, and part time. I don't do it full time.
But you enjoy doing it, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, once you start doing something, yourself. I mean, you're probably happy now. Once you start doing something full time, it becomes a job.
Yes, that did happen with the DJing, but not until after many years. It did just become a job, but it was all right as a job. I enjoyed doing it, but towards the end, I got really fed up with it. Did the same thing happen for you, Roy?
Yeah, I worked. There's a club local. I've worked there 3 times. I don't have to do it anymore. But I worked there 3 times, and once I was there for a period of about 4 years, and it just it's Friday night. 8 o'clock, I've got to start getting ready to go to the club. I'm going to be there till about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
It got to that, and it reflected a bit, I think, as well. We started having a lot of trouble and bad atmosphere. And the guy who owned the club actually said to me, Roy, it's you. You're not making people happy anymore.
Right.
So,
How old were you at that point, Roy?
Sorry?
How old were you at that point?
35.
Oh, so quite young, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So,
I was in my I was in my early 50s when I thought, no, I've had enough of this. And then what happened? But I wouldn't drop a job, you see. I wouldn't drop the last job that I had until the manager come up to me and he said, look, we want to open. We were already open till 2 o'clock. Okay, we're all open to every other night. I was working till 11:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then one night a week it was 2 o'clock. So come 1 o'clock, I was like on my knees. Oh my God, another hour to go, and I was not enjoying it at all. And then the manager rang me out and he said, "Come in and see us." So I went in and see him. which he often did. I didn't expect anything of it. And he said, look, we want to open till 3 o'clock. What do you want to do? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go till 3.
So
I said,
I
that's
always
it.
worked late, so I'd always done that, so that didn't bother me. But what really finished me, I suppose, DJ was the smoking ban and cheap booze at Tesco's. When the smoking ban come in, a lot of the work just dropped off.
Yeah, it certainly got quieter. I mean, it was ridiculous sometimes. You'd be doing these big clubs, right? And you know how it is, getting it going at the beginning of the night. It's always a bit of there's no one here, and then 2 people turn up, and then another one, and you'd have a few people in there, and eventually you'd have a little group that was dancing. And then one person would decide to go out for a cigarette, and everyone else went with them.
That's right, yeah.
And it was a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I was working a venue, a big, it was a co-op, it's a retail thing now. It was 3 floors, so if you're on the top floor, you got to go down 2 floors to have a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
So people just thought, oh, God, and a lot of private parties, oh, God,
Where was this place?
It was the old co-op in Ilkeston.
It was the old co-op in
Ilkeston, Nottinghamshire.
Nottinghamshire. Is that what it was called, the old co-op?
It was, years ago, it was an old co-op, then it was turned into a venue, and it's now into shops again, and offices and stuff like that. And when the smoking ban, it was like, I'd be doing Christmas dues in February. That's how well booked they used to be.
Yeah. I've done that, yeah.
And I worked for a guy, like an Asian guy who had a disco. He had 6 discos in there some nights.
Gosh, he must have done it all right on the old commission there.
Yeah, he was doing well. He had lock-up cupboards, so stuff was stored with, in a house. So,
yeah.
But when the smoking ban came in, I noticed it just dropped off. They got less and less bookings. They decided then the building needed a lot of work doing.
Yeah.
And so obviously they sold it. They sold it to some big company, and they've turned it into retail outlets again now. But yeah, them days will never come back, mate. We will never see nightclub days like we used to see.
No. Well, the other thing is the youngsters are obsessed by selfies. The clubs I used to go to, 80s and 90s, and I stopped around about 99, 2000. I stopped going out around about then. We would go in and literally we'd have our hands in the air, dancing our legs off all night long. Now, you go into a club now, the entire night, some of these youngsters are spent doing selfies of themselves. How many bloody photos can you take of yourself? And I get the same at karaoke nights.
Yeah.
When I started...
If you go in clubs now, Chris, they've changed everything. They've got social areas in clubs now.
They got what?
Where people, leather settees, people could just sit and relax.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about the dance floor. The dance floor used to be the centre of attention.
Yeah.
Now there's social areas where they can go and watch TVs and relax. And I know nightclubs with free Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, there's loads of them. The particular one I used to go to was Turnmills, which was in Clerkenwell. There were no seats. End of story. There were no seats. Yeah. It was this dirty old place, and you went down these metal stairs into a basement. It was so loud. And we literally just danced all night long, and maybe found someone and had a cuddle with them against a wall somewhere in a dark corner, something like that. But there were no seats. If you wanted to sit, and we did want to sit after a while, you literally sat on the floor. There were no cameras, nothing like that. And we had the most fantastic night. And I see some of these videos of people out in clubs now, and I think, are you having a good time or not there? Because it doesn't look like it to me. Oh, yeah, we had...
In them days, mate, you didn't have seats. All you had was shelves somewhere to put your beer. Every post had 4 shelves on it.
That's right, the shelf around the post, I know. And some of them weren't particularly strong, and you'd lean on it and the bloody shelf would collapse.
That's right, yeah. So my message to people is, be inspired by yourself.
Be inspired by yourself. Thanks ever so much for calling in, Roy.
See you, Chris.
You have a good day. Bye-bye, sir.
I'll be up one day to see you.
Thank you. Tell her, mate. There we are, Roy calling in. An old Butlins red coat. Fancy that. That's the job I wanted to do. I wanted to do sort of Pontins or Butlins or something like that. Never did it, though. I started doing the DJ, and you couldn't do both. At an early point in your life, you've got to decide which way to go, I think. some people, and I am jealous of some of them who have decided to travel the world. You know, they leave school or something. They may work for a couple of years, save up a load of money, and at 20 years old, they decide to go and travel the world and meet all new people. How fantastic would that be? All over the place. There's a lad at the moment, Sam, his name is. He's going, and who else is it now? There's someone else as well. Paul, he just went travelling. Literally saved up the money and off they go. They don't travel like you and I would. You know, they don't book into hotels and stuff like that. No, they go in a hostel. Relatively cheap to stay in a hostel. You know, if you've got to go in a dormitory, perhaps. If you're happy with being like 8, 10, 15 people in one large room in bunk beds, that's fine. We used to do that in the Scouts when I was a sort of, you know, early teenager, 11, 12. As a cub, 10, 9 years old, all in one big room. Well, they carry on into their early 20s and they go across the world. But they won't have a house when they come back. You know, you've got to decide what you want to do when you're young there. Go back to some of your messages there. If I can just come down those. Where are we going? Oh, perhaps I should start at the bottom. I've lost the place in the messages there somehow. Brian, there's Brian there. Oh no, let's just go back there. Katie, sorry, I've got really confused there. Let me just take my time for a moment and I can read whereabouts we are. Ray wants to know what's the number. The number's up on the screen, Ray. 020-8144-3477, okay? Katie Ann Patterson was inspired by her sister, I think she's saying there. That's nice, isn't it? To be inspired by a family member, yeah. Brian James was inspired by my singing teacher to go as far as he could with music. What instruments do you play, Brian? Do you play an instrument or two? Right, who's calling in there on a mobile? Good morning.
Good morning, it's Danny.
Good morning, Danny. How are you? Have you finished?
I'm all right, thanks.
Oh, you've just finished your radio show, haven't you, Danny?
I have, yes. Just, about half an hour ago, come off the air, yes.
Well, I hope you sounded a lot more happy and bouncy than you do now, dear. You won't have any listeners.
Say again, sorry?
I hope you sound a lot more happy and bouncy than you do now.
I do. I always sound great and bouncy and fun and fresh in the morning.
Do you? How do you manage that then? Are you injecting yourself with something?
No, dear, it's called life.
Who inspired you, Danny, in Welsh Wales?
Who inspired me to do what? What?
Well, that's what we were
just in general.
That's what we were talking about. Is this why you've rung?
Yes, and also to talk to you because I've seen that because obviously I've been on the air, so I've not been able to catch the whole show.
Oh, of course. That's fair comment. Fair comment. Yes.
So who inspired me? To be honest, my granddad inspired me to do what I do.
Right.
Because of the life he led. He was from a mining community in South Wales, and then he was obviously a miner during, that woman that we don't like to talk about.
What woman is that?
Margaret Thatcher.
The great Margaret Thatcher, Queen of everything. Is that who you mean? The wonderful, lovely Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, you mean?
How dare you say that? You're an evil person, a disciple of the devil himself. Watch out for a lightning bolt, dear. Sent down by the great lady herself and her blue rinse.
Well, the thing is, she kind of ruined the whole family that we had. And
oh,
the
please, dear. You can only dream of being as good as her in your sad, lonely, pathetic life.
Well, let me just ask, what did she do for you?
Oh, come on. How did we get onto that subject anyway, dear?
Anyway, I don't know.
You brought it up, not me. You brought it up.
Well, anyway, let's move on very
So what you're saying is that Margaret Thatcher inspired you, is that it?
No, my grandfather did.
Oh, right, okay. Well, and Margaret Thatcher?
No, I don't like Tories. I'm not a Tory person.
Oh. Are you disliking people?
Am I what, sorry?
Is this a hate message? Is this a hate crime going on at the moment towards Margaret Thatcher?
No, I don't follow politics.
Well, you brought it up, dear.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, so yeah, my grandfather inspired me to be who I am today, the great radio presenter.
The great radio presenter. Listen, you're saying about your grandfather down the mines. I can't think of a job, to be honest, that I would less like to do than be a miner. I could never imagine myself going down those mines. Did he die from cancer or anything like that by any chance? Or...
No, he died of pneumonia, right. Because he had dust on the lungs and all that sort of stuff. He had vibration white finger from, all that sort of stuff. But in the end, it was pneumonia that because as you know, he passed not last year, the year before.
Yes, I remember now.
So it was like kind of, pneumonia effectively killed him, but because his lungs weren't strong enough to kind of fight it. Really.
Damaged by all the coal dust, I suppose. And
yes, that's what it was.
It's not just coal dust down there. There's all sorts of gases and everything down those mines. Honestly, I just cannot imagine having to do such an awful job as mining. A very important job, but nevertheless, could you go down a mine? Would it bother you?
No, never could do it. And this is why I've got so much respect for people that did the job.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And this is why I'm against her, because it was one of our biggest exports, and then all of a sudden it just went boof. She killed it. It's like the BBC. If you got rid of the BBC, it's one of our big British exports. It's an institution. It was an institution for the whole country, and it's still done now, but openly, in open minds. But, the EU, because she said it was cheaper. And I certainly think that, back onto the politics subject for just a few seconds, I think that the country will go backwards. We'll have to reopen the mines.
What, in mining? Do you not think the renewable energy thing will do us all right at some point? I mean, it's not quite there yet. The trouble with renewable energy is that you can't easily store it at the moment. It's the battery technology we're lacking, isn't it? I think they've just opened the world's, or they're about to just open the world's biggest wind farm just off the Yorkshire coast. Do you know about that one?
No, I don't know. I've not heard of that one. But as I'm standing outside the studios now, because I'm still here, I can see out to sea, and I can see wind farms turning.
Come back towards the phone, dear. Towards the phone.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes. Are you on an iPhone Plus?
I'm on an iPhone XR.
I knew it. Those iPhones, when they're a bit big, you can't hear them properly. Carry on.
But anyway, so I'm standing outside the studios now. I'm looking out to sea. I can see out to sea from where I'm standing.
Right.
And I can see the turbines of the wind farm turning.
Aren't they fantastic?
Say again, sorry?
Aren't they, do you think they're fantastic, or don't you like the look of them?
To be honest, if they're out at sea, they're better out at sea, purely because there's more wind there.
Yeah.
So, you don't look out to sea and you see them and you think, oh, when they first went up, people were like, I don't like them, I don't like them.
That's
but
right, yeah.
If there was, they've got to be used, because coal is not feasible anymore,
I'm losing you again, mate. I'm losing you again.
Oh, is that any better?
Yes, you've got to keep your mouth in front of that bloody microphone, dear. Carry on.
So renewable energy will come into effect. I think in about 10 or 15 years. It's not going to be instant.
Okay.
But renewable energy might come in. But again, I think that they might have to reopen the mines and go backwards. So
I can't see that. I can't see that happening. I honestly can't see them having to reopen the mines. I can't, as I say, I can't think of a more ghastly job to do than going to, because people think, oh, they just go down a few feet. No, they're like hundreds of feet under the ground, aren't they, when they're digging that coal out? Oh, it's awful. Oh, it must be dreadful.
They're about 100 metres down.
Yeah, and it's hot down there, isn't it?
It's hot, it's steamy, it's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, police car.
What's happening now? Police car? I mean, what sort of place do you work in, dear? Police going up and down, it sounds like Hackney.
But anyway,
I thought it was my wages being delivered.
But just another point as well, when I was on the subject of mining, that my grandmother lost her father due to mining. There was a massive explosion in one of the mines near Wrexham back in the 1930s, I think it was. Yeah, the 1930s it was. And the gas just went up and the whole mine exploded and everybody down there died. So again, it's very, very, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's very bad to work down there and the risks, but you never have risks like that anymore without, you work on oil rigs, yeah, I get that, but health and safety these days is just ridiculous, isn't it?
I suppose if a mine was to reopen, they wouldn't have those same conditions that your grandfather or your grandmother's father worked in those days. They'd have all sorts of alarms and that down there, I suppose, wouldn't they? Wouldn't be the same as it was then, would it?
But I think open mining is even better. I think they should do that. Open mining.
Well, what's that
now? The son of this country.
Is that where you dig a hole and literally you just skim it off the top?
Yeah, and then if you Google open mining, you'll see pictures of it. There's some in the UK still.
Yes.
And they're just like quarries. They look like quarries.
Yes.
That's what they are.
So listen, if you want to be like you are, if you are a radio DJ, okay, in Welsh Wales, from the Valley. Are you in the Valley? Are you in the Valley, Welsh Wales?
I'm in the north.
Oh, that's not in the Valley, is it? Have you got valleys there?
Not in North Wales.
What, no valleys at all? How does the water get out to the sea?
It runs through rivers.
And what are rivers in?
Not valleys.
They are. I've got valleys, dear. Valley. In the valley. Anyway, listen, if you wanted to be and you say your granddad inspired you, how does that relate to the whole radio thing? Did you tell him at some point you wanted to be on the radio and he said, well, go for it or something like that?
Yeah, because he was always interested in music like I was.
Yeah.
And he was pushing me. And it was when I was 15, 16, I started off on a hospital radio in the local hospital. And then I went to work for what was then GCAP. I went to work for GCAP then when I was 18. Did internship with them. And then I went from there. So it was him that pushed me.
Right.
To buy me, tapes and CDs and all that sort of stuff.
You have a very similar story to Barry Manilow. I don't know if you know that, but he was inspired by his grandfather. And
I think a lot of people are inspired by their grandfather.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know my two grandfathers, unfortunately. They died before I really knew them. But Barry Manilow, he was taken by his grandfather to a train station. I think it was a train station. Might not have been a train station. But anyway, into one of those recording booths. Now, you wouldn't have seen one of these out because you're too young. But I went in one as well. In fact, I've got a couple of records here. Let me see if they're on the shelf somewhere. I think they're here somewhere. Have I got them here? Oh, I can't see them now. I can't see them. I've got a couple of records that I made, and you used to go into this little booth, put some money in the slot. I don't know what it was, a shilling or something like that, and you literally just spoke in this booth, and this thing would record your speaking on a record. Okay? And my mum and dad, my dad took me to this thing, and I made a record, and my sister made a record as well. They're just talking. That's what Barry Manilow did. His grandfather took him into this booth and tried to get him to sing. And that's how he started. He, too, was inspired by his grandfather. If you ever go to see a show or something, he tells you this story. So it's not an unusual thing, and it's a nice thing, isn't it?
It is a nice thing, and a lot of people, these days, they need more inspiration from, like, family members, because a lot of people aren't supportive these days. A lot, the younger generation, what they say, these kids today, they don't want inspiration because all they do is sit in front of a computer game. When I was a kid, I'm sure it's the same for you as well. We were out playing, with a ball on the green, not sitting in front of an Xbox or a PlayStation or a computer playing Fortnite or whatever it is. We went out and played. As soon as the street lights come on, you go home. That's how.
Yeah.
And that's how it. It is. And yeah, don't see many kids playing out today. And
that's how it was with me as well. But the whole young people don't want to do anything. That's not quite true. I mean, there's plenty of them out there who have made something of themselves. I can speak for my own family. One of my nephews buys and sells stuff off eBay. Another nephew has got his own little garage where he fixes cars. He's only 21. My niece, she's in her early 30s. Very early. Oh, she'd kill me for saying that. Okay, she is 30, just 30. That sounds better, doesn't it? She's just 30. She's got her own hairdressers, but unfortunately she's had to close. Well, she's not closed it. What she's done, because she's moving to Cyprus. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be going out there in a few weeks' time, only for a week. And so she had this hairdresser's, but now she's rented the hairdresser out to someone else. So she's still got a little bit of money coming in from that. I don't think she makes much on that. She probably just covers the rent of the rent of the place that she's got. But nevertheless, she's not going to lose out, and it'll still be there when she comes back again. So it's not all young people, but I do. You're absolutely right. So many people, they just sit there in front of the bloody computer screen all day. What sort of life can that be? What sort of life can that be? You see,
it's not. It's not the thing for me. I'm never. The only time I sit in front of a computer screen is if I'm working. That's the only time I'll sit in front of a computer screen. When I'm at home, I don't use. I do things for work like jingles and stuff, but I don't really necessarily go on it to play games or anything like that. I use it for Facebook and that, but I don't use it to play games or anything like that. And that's the thing, because it's just not my sort of thing. Obviously, I'm a bit too old to go play out with the ball now. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm the same. I'm the same as you. I don't play computer games at all. Now and again, if I'm around someone's house or one of my family's house, we might get the Scrabble out, and I'm bloody useless at Scrabble. I'm one of those 3-letter word people, you know.
What, like cat, dog?
In, on, dog, cat. Yeah, that's me. That's me at Scrabble. My mum was really good at it. She'd have like 6 or 7 6 or 7 letter words every single time she was playing the damn thing. I was no good at Scrabble at all. I'm good at all.
Scrabble, but I love Cluedo though.
Eh?
I love Cluedo.
Cluedo, yeah, I haven't played that for years. They were playing it. My nephew and niece were playing that around Christmas time, but I think I got tired and I went back to my caravan for a sleep.
But yes, you'll have to listen into one of my shows in the morning. You'll have to get up extra early.
Well, I could have it on while I'm up. I've stopped putting the telly on in the morning. I'm sitting there in complete silence, so I'll be able to get that online, won't I? What's it called?
Phase Radio.
PHA. Is it S or Z?
PHASE.
Phase Radio.
.co.uk.
Right. Is that on the TuneIn app?
It's not, unfortunately. They won't let us on now. They've TuneIn have stopped.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know why. That's just mad, isn't it? I don't know why they stopped people going on there. I have no idea. I
think it must be because there's too many people on there. Do you know what
I
mean?
I've just got a message from Guy. Now, Guy is a Labour activist, and he's just written here. How can you listen to him? He hates your hero. Margaret Thatcher. Because, Guy, we are two intelligent well, I'm intelligent anyway, having a conversation. I love it, dear. I love it.
Have you ever heard of the saying, opinions are like bumholes? Everybody's got one.
Opinions what?
Opinions are like bumholes.
Oh, what an awful thing to say at this time of the morning, dear. I've now got an image in my mind of yours. Oh, and it's not a pleasant look.
But I can guarantee you it's the truth.
Oh, what is the picture in my head of your bum? No, thank you very much.
The statement. The statement.
Oh, yes, if you say so, dear. Well, it's nice to talk to you. I shall listen to your show tomorrow morning, if I remember.
I'll send you a text. Remember.
On my little iPhone. Well, I won't be up at 7 o'clock in the bloody morning, not to listen to you or anyone else, thank you very much. I generally get up, the last couple of mornings I've been getting up at about 8:30 in the morning, so there we are, yes.
Right here, then, Chris. Have a good day.
You have a lovely day. Nice to talk to you, Danny, from Welsh, Wales.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye, Danny. There we are, Danny calling in, as I say, from Welsh, Wales. Let me just now. How do I add that to my system? 1 second. Send. I think I've got to add that so I know it's him that calls in, so I can ignore him in future. No, not really. Hang on a minute. There it is. Is it there? I don't know how to do that. Bear with me a second, and I'll. We'll go to. There we go. That's it. Add to contacts. Oh well, that's good. Well, I haven't put a name on there yet. How do I put a name on there? Is it an edit? There it is. Name. There we are. Oh no, wrong computer. Did I do anything wrong then? There we are. That's it. I do. If you call in on the line, I'll save your little name on there, and that's it. Oh, did I just cut someone off then? I might just have cut someone off. Try that again. Whoever that was just calling in, try again. All right, let's go to some of your messages there. Merlin says, it's not just computers that are turning people into mindless zombies. Smartphones are just as awful. If you ask me, the smartphones are even worse. I think the smartphones are worse than the computers turning into zombies. The way they walk down the high street, very, very strange. Very strange. Ray, do you want to try again, mate? Sorry, I might have inadvertently cut you off then when I was editing that thing there. Porter Computers. On Monday, spent his entire time on his phone. Sorry. What's that? Smartphones are just as awful. Portable computers date. Okay. So Merlin went on a date on Monday. That's it. I get that. He spent his entire time on his phone, sat in silence. I left halfway through and he didn't even notice. Is that right? What, on a date with you, Merlin? Someone sitting there not giving you your attention. I would give you my full attention if I was on a date with you, Merlin. I absolutely would, dear. As I do when you're at the karaoke nights. Yes. Guy, you could... Yes, I would love to play that. Can you send that on the WhatsApp? If you could send that over on the WhatsApp. I won't be able to play it today, unfortunately. I'll have to play it another day. But please, yeah, do send me that, Guy. I'll be happy to play that. Good morning. That's Ray from Morrison's calling. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning. How do you look so beautiful all the time?
I don't know. It's just one of those things, Ray. You know, people that I'm walking past, you know, in the street, often, you know, their little mouths drop open when they see the beauty and the aura that it surrounds me as I go about my daily business, Ray.
I mean, if you look about like you should be married by now.
No one wants to marry me, Ray. I'm too old now. 56 years old, dear.
Oh, your big fan club I see every week when I see you at Central Station. You have a big fan club. Always lovely men come and see you.
I'm sure there's no fan club really, Ray. There's no fan club that exists, unfortunately. Ray works at the bread and cakes counter at Morrison's.
No, checkout.
Are you on the checkout now, are you?
I've been there about a year now. I'm more happy now because before I used to say, made a finish at 3. And I used to say, oh, stay an hour and we give you the time back the next day. But I never used to get it. They used to give me more and more work. I wasn't really happy because they give me stuff I didn't really like doing. It got too much for me, so I went to checkouts.
Right. Oh, okay. But you're happier on the checkout. You've got a more sort of stable work time now, have you?
Yeah, it's mainly late, but they look after me. With all my leg problems, problem with my kidneys and everything now and heart. They look after me. They don't make excuses. They make sure I get tired. They give me, if the legs get stiff, they give me jobs to walk around the store, tidy it up, just to make it easier for me.
Yeah. Do you have to get up and walk around so much now because of what's wrong with your kidneys then? Or don't you want to say? If you don't want to say, that's all right.
I'm not actually sure. Because I've already having a few kidney spells.
Right.
So I went to my GP, and she said it's lack. She examined me to my pulse and everything. She said, I think you need to get to A&E immediately.
Oh.
So I went the next morning because I had someone coming over. I had no oxygen, not enough oxygen going through me.
Okay.
And they took all the tests at the hospital. A lovely doctor. She sent me for a check, X-ray, ACG. All that came back clear.
Oh, okay. What do they put it down to? Do they know?
Not yet. They gave me a heart monitor.
Yes.
What I've done overnight. I'm just waiting for the results. So I think it's changed the lifestyle. I cut down on drinking now since I was scared. I had one drink. I don't know. I finished work Sunday at 5. Had 2 drinks in my local pub across the road from work. That's it.
And what about your eating? How is that going?
Well,
do you eat a lot of rubbish or not?
Well, I've got to lose weight, so no more going to McDonald's later night after leaving your shows.
When did you start trying to lose a bit of weight? How long ago was that?
I mean, ages ago I've been trying, but you was like, you think, oh, I started next week after I've got a couple of parties. But now I cut down on fizzy drinks. I'm more water now, and I feel more relaxed. Okay.
Have you lost any weight at all yet, or what?
I'm not sure, because what I'm going to do Friday, I'm going to make sure. Yesterday, on my day off, I went for a walk around the local park, just 10 minutes, and I feel better for it.
But what about the weight? Have you lost any yet?
Not yet. When I go to see my nurse, I'm a doctor for getting bandage changed up for my leg. I can check my weight then. I haven't checked it this year.
You don't know what you weigh at the moment, no?
No.
Well, I think you should start weighing yourself weekly. Get on with it, mate.
Yeah.
You've only got one life. You don't want to shorten it.
I know. I want to look good when I'm on your stage.
Oh, yes, dear, yes. You need to look good. All our fantastic singers look good. They do, dear.
I mean, you said about people who inspired me. Like, one of my best friend's mum, she's known me since I was a baby. She knew me outside the school gates. Like, she met me. She done my mum's typing.
Yeah.
She's been like a second mum to me all these years. Anything I tell her, when I came out to her, so what? I knew her anyway.
Oh, that's nice.
Years ago, she saw an advert about getting rid of your reading and writing gremlins, adult education, and she made me make that phone call.
Good. And that taught you to read and write, did it?
Yeah, I know, but you know, like when you leave school 16, I went straight into work.
Yes.
As you get older, you forget things.
Yeah, oh, I know that one, my friend. I forget stuff all the time. You've seen me on here doing this show, and I'll be talking about something, and suddenly a word won't come to me. And it could be anything. Anything at all. Suddenly a word will just not come to me, and I'm struggling to find the word. I'm sure that is to do with age.
Yeah, and also when I black cap, people like you, John, Sandra, everyone, it's giving me inspirations to do things.
There is a reunion on Sunday at the Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah, next Sunday, 24th.
That's this Sunday coming. Yes, is it this Sunday?
Yeah.
This Sunday coming, isn't it? Yeah, which is at the Edinburgh 4:30 in the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, I can try and get down to it, but I think I'll pop down to Halfway Fair just to say hello, but I'll pop it on the way home.
Yeah, you do that. I might even be able to get there myself for this one. I'm hoping to be able to get there myself. Yeah, maybe me.
You don't work Sunday nights, do you?
No, I don't. No, I only work Friday. Friday, Saturday and Sunday are the only nights I work now.
You're always
semi-retired.
Every time I look on Facebook, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Very, very happy to be semi-retired. It's given me more time to do stuff like this, which I really enjoy, you know.
Well, I better get to wedding for work and beautify myself.
All right, mate. You look after yourself and you must get on that weight thing, mate. You're not doing yourself any favours. What do you weigh?
What I'm doing now, I'm walking down. When I go to work, I get the bus. I can get off the stop before.
Well, that's good. That's a start, mate. Anything is good. Anything, no matter how small it is, anything is good. John, you go get yourself ready for work, all right? Look nice on that till for the people. Good night, Ray. Oh, he's gone already. That was quick. Blimey, hung up quickly there. Lines are now closed, boys and girls. No more calls this morning. Okay. Let's have a look at some of your messages. Roy says, turns people into computer zombies who then do online chat shows. We are on stream. I always say we're on air now. My mate says to me, you're not on air. You're on stream. You're on stream. So that's what I say now. I'm on stream, isn't it? Danny Davis wants to say, who says that I'm camp? Practically everyone who's listening to the show, mate. Oh, you are awful, Danny. It's about time we met up, Danny, at some point. Would like to see you. Thank you, Guy. I've received that. I'll be able to load that into the computer probably for the next show, okay, which will be around about the same time tomorrow, I would imagine. Back to Merlin's messages there. He was saying that he went on a date, and the date he went on was just on his phone all the time. Merlin got up and left. He didn't even notice, and he got a message a bit later saying, "Where did I go?" What's the point in being out with someone and just having them sit on the bloody phone all the time? It's bad enough when they got a phone next to them. Bleep, bleep, bleep all the time. Oh, it's so annoying. Especially when you're trying to watch. My mate's like that. He's got his bleeps on and pinging and bleeping all the time while you're trying to watch a programme. Mind you, I can't watch a whole programme without having to get up halfway and having a wee. It's true. Good morning to Mr. SRS Gregorian joining us over there. Ray says, do you ever come to Queensbury? No, I've never been to Queensbury, I don't think. Don't think I've ever been there. Adam, please, can you play us a recording of you on the record? I don't have one. I can't see the record. It's here somewhere. The record is here. I don't have a turntable anymore, Adam. Haven't got one anymore. I think I've MP3'd it at some point, so I'll see if I can find that perhaps. And remind me again. Let's see. I'll write that down. MP3 of record. And I'll see if I can find that. I'll see if I can find that, Adam, for a future garden. All right. Alan Russell, have I said good morning to you? Hello, Alan. Mr. Benjamin Brown, two camp men debating politics has made my morning. I don't do that sort of thing on here. I don't know why he came out with that suddenly, but there we are. Roy he's inspired by renewable energy. That's me. I'm inspired by renewable energy. I'm coming to your messages now, gang. Okay, sorry, there was a thing on there. Adam, on the subject of the train crash he was talking about earlier, there were 4 crashes at Potter's Bar, 1889, 1899, 1946 and 2002. I didn't know any of that, Adam. I'm a great fan of... I like trains. I don't like the prices we have to pay on trains, but I do like trains. Jason Carter, one of my biggest inspirations in my life was my tutor, Mr. Harrison, back in Coventry, which I DJ'd up there for a while. I don't know if you know that, Jason. A place called Rainbows, which has closed down and it's reopened as Fabulous or something like that, I think it's called now. Katie wants to know where Jack is. He's just down here. He's going to be replaced. I had to sleep last night and there was no Jack in my bed. Or anyone else, come to think of it. So he must be replaced now on his position on my bed. He will be disappearing from sight here. All right. Roy Brownlow's having a bourbon cream biscuit. Is that the chocolate ones? I'm not keen on those. I like custard creams, Roy. Quite like custard creams. Good morning to Adrian Richardson joining us this morning. That's as far as I can go back with the messages there on that one. Paul and Lou. We were out having lunch opposite us, a couple with 2 daughters. The daughters did selfies the whole time while they were there, and the 2 parents were on their phones, and they never smoke. What's the point of that, eh? Benjamin likes Jack. Benjamin, next time you're coming down the pub, you haven't been for ages, Benj. He's a great singer, Benjamin. Next time you come down the pub, let me know, and I will bring Jack, and you can meet Jack and touch him if you want to, and me. Okay, you can touch us. You can touch us, Benji. All right, next time you come down the pub, but you must let me know, and I'll bring him out in the car. Don't worry, I will put a seatbelt on him. I will definitely put a seatbelt on him. Hello to Oladeji. Good morning on the Facebook Live. Paul and Lou say, bring back Maggie. Well, it's a bit difficult. We're going to dig her up. Dig her up first, mate. Paul and Lou again, so much better nightclubs in the 90s. No mobiles, sticky beer all over your brand new shoes. I remember those shelves that fell to bits too. And sticky carpets in pubs. You remember those? Sticky carpets in pubs. How awful. Some people have got houses like that now, I think. Right side up. How do you dance to rap today? Like a zombie? Jiggle, jiggle. Well, it's not our sort of music, is it? That's not to say that rap music isn't good. It's just not really. I mean, I couldn't say I don't like all rap. I certainly don't like drill music. Have you heard that? Oh my God, it's all about killing people and knifing them and treating women badly. Dreadful. Not rap, drill music, which is kind of a form of really hard, aggressive rap. Not nice. I do like old rap music, like Salt and Pepper, Push It. Push It real good. Benji, you got to do that one. Can you do Push It for me? And what's the other one? Oh, God. There's another really famous. Is it called It's Like That? Oh, what's that called now? Is it real by... It's Like That. Hang on, let me search on my music files. I might be able to find that. Music. I think it's called It's Like That. Anyone remember that? It's Like That. That's going to be 80s or 90s. Let's try 80s. It's Like That. It's like... Run DMC, that's it. I remembered. Run DMC, It's Like That. That's a rap one. I quite like that. I do like rap. It just depends what it is. But I'd rather have Barry Manilow or ABBA or something a bit more poppy on than rap, to be honest. Run DMC, thank you, Roy. He remembers the one. Run DMC, that was sort of rap music, wasn't it? Paul and Lou, Sticky Carpets, yes. And 3 hours waiting for a cab at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you used to spend that for a cab, did you? I was too tight for a cab, mate. Oh, no. Because when I was going out to clubs and pubs, you could get on a bus and it would be £1 to go anywhere. All you did, you got on the bus, you paid £1, and that's all it was. I would laugh at people, you know, as they got in there. Well, I was sitting there getting so wet from the rain, waiting for my bus, and these people were getting cabs, and I'd sit there, you know, quite cushy with myself, knowing that it was only going to cost me £1 and I was spending £10 in a cab because I was too tight to pay out for a cab. Adam used to work at the Bell in King's Cross. I went in there only a couple of times. Wasn't my scene that. With the manager was Simon, wasn't it? The Bell in King's Cross. And I used to mop the carpet as they were so old. And towards the end of my time at working at the Black Cap, it was the same. Mop. The carpet was so old. They used to mop the carpet. Oh, my God, blimey. Dear me. Adrian, reason why buyers have sticky carpets, the customers spill everything they can. Dribble are better behaved won't be a problem. Yeah. Right side up on Vaughan Live says 1 week left in February. Should we celebrate? No, it's nearly 2 months since we had Christmas now, isn't it? Goes so quick. I'm looking forward to my holiday in Cyprus in a few weeks' time. I managed to actually, if you weren't here last night, you won't know, but I eventually managed to book that last night. I'm quite pleased. I managed to get a flight, nice flight, posh seat flight and hotel, £550 for a week, which I think is acceptable. That includes breakfast. They've got Wi-Fi in the hotel. Do you want to know what hotel it is? Did I write it? I printed it out. So if you want to look at this, you can if you want to. I know some people take an interest in my sad, lonely, pathetic life. There we are. So the hotel, it was not bad. £39 a night. That's all right, isn't it? In a hotel, £39 a night in a hotel. The PEFKOS, PEFKOS. And that's in Limassol, Limassol. So if you want to look at the hotel, it's all right. It's I think it's a 3-star. I don't know what it is. It's I don't think it's a 4-star. But I'm not bothered about hotels really. As long as I've got somewhere to sleep, a television, and somewhere to shower. That's all I want. It's got a little bit of a swimming pool in there. Free breakfast buffet, free wireless internet, parking as well. But I won't be hiring a car. I won't hire a car aboard. I keep seeing these programs like Watchdog and all that where someone's hired a car, you know, and they bought it back. As far as they're concerned, there's nothing wrong with it. And then they say, oh, yeah, there's a scratch on the car. That's €500, please. So I won't hire a car. See, there's probably a lot of people like me. around who simply won't do these things because they see horror stories on the telly that people are charged 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 pounds for a small scratch on the car, which they swear they didn't put on there. You know, I suppose you can get insurance for this sort of thing. I mean, how much insurance do you want? You know, you can be insured right up to your eyeballs. And then you go to the insurance company. Oh, I've got. Well, in the terms and conditions, we don't cover that, and they tell you that, don't they? It's the same with. You've got to be so careful with insurances. I've got very, very little insurance, but I haven't got any life insurance. Don't bother killing me, anyone. You won't get sod all. There's a delightful lady that she doesn't come very often anymore, but she comes to the karaoke. Her name's Vera, and she came up to me couple of months ago, and she says, Chris, I wanted to ask your advice. What life insurance have you got? I'm thinking of getting some for myself, and I don't know what one to get. And I said, well, I wouldn't bother. I haven't got any. And she was really shocked at that. She said, what? I said, well, I haven't got any. She says, well, don't you worry about that. I said, no, not really. Not if I'm dead. What do I care? She said, oh, what about the people who have to sort out all your finances? They'll be fine. Just sell something, for Christ's sake. Life insurance, pay someone £20 a month until you die. What's the point of where's the benefit of that? None. So, no, I don't have anything like that. Don't have anything like that at all. Joanna says we had a lot of fun in the older days. Poor kids today don't know how to have fun. I think they do, Joanna, but in a different way that we don't understand. Now, of course, when you're talking about kids, you are talking, of course, not of small kids. They know how to have fun, usually to the detriment of their parents. My great nieces and great nephews, they know how to have fun. They just know. They get up at 6:30 in the morning and start having fun. How? I do not know. They start having fun. It's the teenagers. The teenagers, presumably they have fun, but we don't quite understand how they're having that fun anymore. Because we're not teenagers anymore, I suppose that's the reason for it. Roy express presents cards and a mention. Let's see. Porn and loo. It used to be a challenge on a night out. Boring nowadays. Well, as I say, it's just all photographed. You've only got to go out and see it. Just everyone's all they're doing all night long is this in the camera. That's all they're doing all night long. Roy, MC to rap or rhyme to rap on time is tricky. I couldn't do it. I can't do rap. Some people can do it, can't they? They just pick up a microphone and start rapping. I think there's a great talent to doing that, actually. I think it's very, very clever to be able to rap. Adam, when I went to Cyprus, I hired a car, didn't have any problems what's that say? I hired a car, did not have any problems at all, and I photographed the whole car, which meant that the picture are time and date stamps, and of course it's the same road rules as in the UK. Yes, and they drive on the left there, don't they? In Cyprus they do drive on the... Oh, maybe I will, I don't know. I've only ever hired a car in America before. But that's an experience. You know, they try and sell you all this insurance, this, that and the other. Oh, and it just goes on and on. You can go out there and spend an extra £1,000 just for your insurance and all that business. Funny, isn't it? Roy says it's March the 3rd is his birthday. Is it really? What, we got to get presents, have we? For you? Why? What did you send me? Nothing is the answer to that. I've had my birthday. I can't see any cards from you. And don't say, oh, you've probably thrown them away. Just a moment, please. No, here they all are. So I will be checking, Roy, to check that I haven't made a mistake. And be honest, you know, when have I ever made a mistake? Let's be honest. I don't think I've ever made a mistake in my entire life. I'm sure I haven't. Hello to the Milky Bar Kid, who's strong and tough. It's good enough. I love the glasses. Are you still wearing those same glasses that you were wearing back in the 60s? Merlin, life insurance is only worth having if you've either got a mortgage or a low amount of savings. Yeah, I think probably, but I don't have any of that. I really don't have any of that. All right. Oh, there's another message there. What's that there? Oh, just one of those pass-on things. Do you pass many of those things on the internet? I don't pass those on. You know when you get an email or something, or pass this on, or in personal sort of Christmas message or something. Please pass on the Christmas tree that's sparkling and will bring sparkling into your life, and £2,500 if you pass this on to 12 people. Has everyone ever got that £2,500? I think not. Milky Bar Kid says, wow, all that snow behind you and you're not even wearing a jacket. Do you like it? That is my winter backdrop. You'll see that for a few more weeks, and then we change to my spring backdrop and then my summer one. It's all happening here, you know. It's all happening. Milky Bar Kid says, yes, Specsavers don't sell that model anymore, so I hang on to them. I love it. All right, gang. Let's do today's birthdays. It's birthday time here on the Chris Reardon Show each and every morning. If your birthday comes up in my Facebook list, okay, it will be read out. If you don't have your birthday set on the Facebook list or you're not on Facebook, I don't know it. But if you tell me, I'll do it, or for someone else. Okay, just send us a message while the show is on. I'll take a little note of it, and at the end of the show, I'll always read out any birthday messages or anything like that. Perhaps a congratulations for an anniversary, you know, and then you can just put the show on their wall, and it's nice, isn't it? It's the same as like years ago when people would read out your requests on the radio. It's just quite nice to have your name read out, I think. This is only a little small thing, you know that, you know, just a handful of people who kind of join us every morning. But nevertheless, it is quite nice to have things like with your name read out, like happy birthday to Kaci, for example. Now, Kaci, I just happen to know that's a member of one of my family members. Kaci's birthday today, I think 7 years old. And she watches on her phone occasionally, apparently. Happy birthday to Kaci. Happy birthday to Kaci this morning. Ivan Hutton today is 29 years old today. Good morning, Ivan. Good morning, Ivan. Jasmine Lamendola, who comes along to the karaoke. Beautiful lady. Happy birthday to you, Jasmine. Francesco Monaco is a young 39 today. Happy birthday, Francesco. Another beautiful name there. Good morning to Ian Valance. Happy birthday to Ian. Alan Rolfe is a young 76 years old today. Good morning, Alan. You don't look 76 in that photo. You really don't. Happy birthday to you. And Sinead Ainsworth is 35 years old today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Here comes the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays, boys and girls. Yes, Joanna, another song for me. Would you like a whole song this morning, Joanna? Would you like a whole song? What do you fancy me? Oh, Christ. Oh, there's a news flash coming in. It's the Tories this time. 3 MPs, Sarah Wollaston. Don't know who that is. Who is this? Heidi Allen and Anna Soubry, we know her, have left the Tory party to join the Labour breakaway group. Oh, it's all happening in politics. It's all going terribly wrong. Not just for one party, for all of them, dear. Let's have a look up here. Oh, there's Guy. Big names. Rain, your Tory. Yeah, 3 of them have gone now, Guy. So that's 3 of ours and 7 of yours. It goes on and on. Circle the 3rd of March behind you. I don't think so. It should come up on that circling. I haven't got those circles on there, dear. You can't deface a Barry Manilow calendar. That would be a terrible thing to do. You cannot deface a Barry Manilow calendar. Oh, my God. If the Manilow girls knew that I'd defaced a Barry Manilow calendar, my life would not be worth living. I kid you not. I kid you not. All right, that's it today. Thanks ever so much for joining us. A pleasure to talk to you on this Wednesday morning. I'm hoping the doctor should now call in, actually. I've just timed that right. The doctor should now call me between 11 and 1 o'clock to see if I can find what's going on here. I think it's probably just full of air again. It comes up and goes down all the time, that little bit there. But they've never done a photograph or sort of done, what's it called, the exploratory surgery when they open up and have a look. But I don't think they like doing it, opening you up and having a look, unless they absolutely have to, do they? All right. Okie doke. Oh, Guy, will you please stop putting all your politics stuff up here? We don't do that on this show. You've got to be intelligent to do a politics show. I have opinions, but I'm not intelligent enough. And you've got to know all about it. And I can't do that. That's why I'm sitting here on my own in the spare room and not on LBC or the BBC, because I'm not intelligent enough. So please keep the politics off here, dear. Honestly, the next thing you'll be wanting me to talk about, I don't know. We could mention the Liberal Democrats, and I'll leave it on that note. I'm going to mention the Liberal Democrats and leave you with this thought. Why do they bother? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.